snapper and black sea bass coming from Japan. Australian Guido Babylon, Littlenex, and Hokkaido Spearfish. In the middle, Japanese ruby tomatoes, Jimmy Nardello's, wood ears, figs, and sunshine. Married into a family that's been making soy sauces for almost 400 years, replacing the salt seasoning with the 5-year-old. It's quite simple.
So these are white truffles coming from Tuscany in Italy. The season just started, and we are offering to shave it on 2 of your courses today. So for 135, we'll go on 2 courses. One of them will be the whiting. It's a fried fish with a nice herb lime sauce.
Thank